All right, let's take you live now to the Vatican, where our correspondent John Bevir is standing by. John, a very good afternoon to you. So thousands continue paying their final respects to the departed Pope on the final day, ahead, of course, of his official burial tomorrow. How are the numbers currently looking as we near the hour of the rite of the sealing of the coffin?
Well, it's incredibly busy, as you might imagine. We still have thousands of people spilling down the streets of Rome towards Vatican City that you can see behind me. They're walking past these big screens that you can see as well. They're all being set up ready for the funeral tomorrow. There could be somewhere in the region of 250,000 people attending. Now, not everyone is going to be able to see, of course, if that many people turn up. So they have all these big screens going up. We have various construction work taking place wherever you go. There are these barricades everywhere. And not far behind the barricades, there are hundreds and hundreds of police and members of the armed forces, and they are all here trying to keep people safe. This, of course, is a huge both security and logistical operation, and you can see, there you go, there's some of them right now. You see the police walking by. They're doing almost constant laps of all the roads around here to keep people safe, to make sure that everyone knows where they're going and knows what they're doing. And then, of course, to add to all of that, we have the VIPs arriving here shortly as well. I think probably at the top of the VIP list, US President Donald Trump. He arrives at about 11 o'clock tonight. Local time is what the White House have been telling us. So he's not here for a few hours yet. But obviously when he arrives and all the other heads of state arrive and all the other monarchs who are coming as well, then things will get even more ramped up in terms of the security. But it's a huge operation going on here at the moment.
I can imagine, John. Now, of course, the official Pope Francis Mass will take place tomorrow morning at St. Peter's Basilica, marking also the official start of the 9 days of the period of mourning. Take us through the process that then follows during this time.
Yeah, so for the funeral itself, order of service has been published by the Vatican in various languages for anybody who wants to follow along. It's been published on the Vatican's website. It's more than 80 pages long. Some people saying that means the funeral will be somewhere in the region of 2 or 2.5 hours. Interestingly, from there is a break from tradition. As was previously mentioned, Pope Francis, he didn't want to be buried in the Vatican, instead favouring a basilica a couple of miles from here, the Basilica of St. Mary Major, where he used to pray before and after foreign trips, and somewhere he loved, apparently. So there will be a procession from here to that basilica tomorrow, and an emergency alert was sent to all phones in Italy a couple of hours ago, where everyone's phones suddenly had this loud beeping noise, and it was information from the Italian government about the route, the road closures and everything like that. So there is a huge amount of work going on there. And then, as you say, the next 9 days we have this period of official mourning that takes place, and then of course after that comes the business of picking a new pope.
And at this stage, do we know the names that have been thrown in the hat, John, as to who could likely take over Pope Francis?
Well, pretty much every name that you can think of in terms of the cardinals has been mentioned. There's been a lot of talk about whether the next pope could be from outside of Italy, outside of Europe, like Pope Francis. Of course, he was from Argentina. Some talk that maybe it would be good if the Catholic Church picked another outsider, someone maybe from Africa, somebody from Asia perhaps, to help spread the word of the Catholic Church, and doing that by picking a pope that represents another part of the world. But of course, it's not just geography coming into this. We have the more conservative elements of the church versus the more progressive elements of the church disagreeing about certain doctrine and dogma and about certain policies. So we have some wanting the church to swing to a more conservative stance, others saying they like the direction it was going under Pope Francis. So all of these things will be discussed, but what we do know is that nothing is for certain, because when it comes to that conclave, which will take place in the Vatican behind me, the doors are sealed, there's no contact with the outside world. So it really is a decision for the cardinals, 135 cardinals under the age of 80. They all say they are guided by God's hand in terms of making making their choice. So we will have to just wait and see who they pick.
Absolutely. We're going to leave it there. That is SABC News correspondent there, John Bevir, in Rome in Italy, covering, of course, the latest events ahead of Pope Francis's official funeral, which takes place tomorrow.